This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Taylor Pfeifer joining us, our certified hypnotherapist, certified Reiki master as well. Pure Energy with Taylor. That's the name of the company, and she's a local, at least to me. I'm from Long Island. She's from Connecticut, not too far in Stamford. Want to welcome you back to the show, and excited that you're here to talk, about the work you're doing to help so many, healing trauma and really embracing that authentic self. So first and foremost, welcome. Would you mind giving us a little introduction as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Taylor, and I'm a certified Reiki master and hypnotherapist, currently located in Stamford, just like you said, but I'm originally from Poughkeepsie, New York.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm certified in these great, amazing services that are really transformational and can help a lot of things like confidence, self-esteem, anxiety, and even just feeling like you're stuck. So
Good.
really love changing
Well,
stuff.
before we get into like the present of all the work you're able to do and the types of things you're doing to help people, I want to find out more about you as a person, if you don't mind. Give us a little bit of your background. I want to hear your history and then how you discovered this and, of course, decided to get certified and, you
Right.
do this as a profession. So a little of your background would be fantastic. I think it's important for the viewers to get to know you, and I want to get to know you too.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess what kind of got me into this all was, of course, always going through my own little bit of trauma. So I always knew that I wanted to help people. And when I was in college, I had lost my mom suddenly. So that was really rough. And prior to that, she was suffering with alcohol addiction and then was in and out of rehab the past couple years or so of her life. So really witnessing that struggle and then experiencing grief and loss as a 20-year-old just made me think a lot about my purpose and what I want to do. And yeah, then I just remember waking up like 6 months later and I was realized I shouldn't be sad anymore and that happiness is a choice. It was just one day I woke up and I was like, I could sit here and be sad, or I could pick myself up and actually live a happy life. So kind
Oh.
of that and growth.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of your background. And I know for today, you kind of want to touch base on both Reiki and rapid transformational therapy, right? And that both of these are really amazing and effective healing modalities. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that is? Some people may not understand, the difference, what they are. And yeah, I'm excited to learn as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, I started with Reiki first, so I can kind of touch on Reiki
Sure.
a little bit. Reiki is a really fascinating energy healing technique. So the word Reiki can be broken down into two parts. So Rei means higher power, God's wisdom, and then Ki means life force energy. So a Reiki practitioner is attuned to that life force energy, just like when you tune into a radio, there's you don't have to do anything or think about that frequency that it's tapping into. It just does. So that's kind of what I do with Reiki. The best thing I can do is put myself aside and let the Reiki energy flow through me and to my receiver, and then it just works. And my hands go from really freezing. I'm that cold hand type of girl. So I go from being freezing to burning hot. And that's kind of how I help gauge where I need to work on the body and how long by that temperature increase or decrease. So it's
Wow.
fascinating. Yeah.
Amazing. I didn't know that. The hot and the cold. I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very cool. And people have said that they feel that I'm holding hot coals because your eyes are closed. You're just kind of laying there relaxing, and it feels like that intensely hot, which is fascinating since I always have cold hands.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't know this. And then, so since you're touching upon Reiki, what are some other things that we could benefit from with Reiki?
Yeah, with Reiki, it's great for if you want to just let it, the healing energy, do it for you. If you want to relax, work through anxiety, um, grieving, just clearing out any old negative energy and letting go of resetting, a little good reset and balancing your energy. It's great for that.
Oh my goodness. And you hear things with energy healing, and I'm not making any claims to miracles, but I've known people through people that have been, I'm going to say the word cured, that debilitating disease like cancer, they're able to get rid of. Like, there's something about this energy healing. And what I do love, and I want to mention this, my own mom, unfortunately, she passed away 8 years ago. And I learned about Reiki, this modality, from a website in New York City. It was, Sloan Kettering. And I'm like looking at, and I never heard of Reiki. It was the first time, and it's an alternative treatment. And I love how a lot of New World, New Medicine is now believing in some of this old world, old school
Oh,
energy,
yeah.
combining both modalities to help everyone. Why not, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's what it's doing. There's so much, these are ancient healing modalities that really link to the current science, the quantum physics explanation of how everything in the universe is just vibrating energy at the smallest subatomic levels. And that's current science, but the old ancient healing modalities says the same thing. So it's really cool to witness and see these amazing people, yeah, heal from that.
Beautiful. Now, as far as, Reiki, just want to point out, you could do this service here like we're doing on Zoom, on a phone call. Do you need to be in person? How do you experience as a Reiki practitioner, and what's best for your clients?
You do not need to be in person. It can be done distance or in person. They kind of both are really nice for their own reasons, but it just works. I actually worked with someone in California, right? And I'm in Connecticut, and that was just on Monday. And after that, she said she felt like she could dance for the first time since February, which was amazing. And that's her thing, dancing. So,
Oh,
and that was just by having a Reiki session, and we did a hypnotherapy session as well. So that could have helped.
amazing. Well, also you mentioned, as a hypnotherapist as well. I mean, you're using so many different modalities, and I'm really excited to hear this because I don't know. I've heard of Marissa Peer, right? She's the one that like created all this, and you actually studied under
Yeah.
her. Just I gotta
Yeah.
ask because I read that.
She is amazing. Yeah, Marissa Peer, she's a multi-award-winning therapist, and she created this modality by having her own 30 years of therapy experience. So she combined these most beneficial principles of therapy into this one form of hypnotherapy session. And it's called rapid transformational therapy for a reason because you can have some life-changing results in just 1 to 3 sessions just by using the technique that she created. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Well, did you want to discuss more about the hypnotherapy and Reiki or move on yet to the other stuff you're doing, which is awesome, like rapid transformational therapy? I don't want to jump the gun. This is your show. So let's go in your order, sweetheart.
Let's talk about the rapid transformational therapy. That's really where my passion lies because I see the most life-changing results from these sessions. Reiki's amazing, so you can relax and recharge, but hypnotherapy is fast, it's effective, and it really relies on you using your subconscious mind. So you can even practice it right now. We do to get into hypnosis, we just look up as if we're trying to look into our own eyebrows, and as you're doing that, you kind of strain that REM part in your brain and you can shut down your nervous system. So by doing that in just a matter of a few minutes and relaxing down your nervous system, you're speaking directly to your subconscious mind. And that's where we can really be susceptible to change and see why we have these problems. Because we hold on to a lot of these issues from childhood and create these beliefs maybe at like 2, 3 years old, maybe that I'm not enough and or I'm different. And then you hold on to that for the rest of your life. And then doing these sessions can help you realize, well, I am enough and I actually believe this. But in that subconscious state, you're so much more likely to accept what you're telling it. So it's amazing work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really like reprogramming of the mind in a sense. And for someone out there listening new to this, explain it to us. Can you walk us through how it works? Because I get anxiety thinking about new things. I'm sure a lot of people do. Let's break it down how it does work and what's the
Yeah.
process, if you don't mind.
Yeah, especially because hypnosis is so unknown. We think about someone being hypnotized and you picture someone like acting like a monkey on a stage or something. And that's just not who what it is. You're in complete control. You're actually more in like a heightened state of awareness. So by having your nervous system shut down, you're just really calm, almost like in a meditative state. So if you needed to use a bathroom or get up, you could leave. And we can do this remotely, so on the computer or in person. And in that space, you're then getting into the subconscious mind and you go back to different memories. So you'll do three memories or events that happen in your life.
Mhm.
And then by seeing and feeling like you're actually in those memories, you can uncover like why and what you interpreted about these events. And that's where the power is. And then you do the reprogramming, let it go.
Oh my goodness. Can you share an example, of how this has helped someone that you've worked with, or let alone yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. My favorite success story is a woman who I only worked with her a few months after I had graduated, and she had been addicted to alcohol for 14 years. And just by having one session, she realized that by having alcohol, she was trying to be more social and trying to make more friends. And that is what she interpreted why she needed alcohol as a teenager, right? Being at parties and drinking and being more social. And just seeing that, she was realized, I don't need that to be social anymore. And by listening to a recording and really reprogramming, rewiring, and telling yourself that same thing. I don't need alcohol anymore. I love drinking just water. That really helps you reframe that belief, let go of your problem for good. And now she's free from alcohol after 14 years.
God bless. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Wow. What other types of things can it help people with?
Um, I do a lot of confidence, self-esteem.
Okay.
You can even make more money. I've had people help like rewire their belief because we have a lot of
Okay.
lack mindset maybe from your parents that you learned like money doesn't grow on trees, right? Like that's a belief that can grow with you. So I've had people where they're trying to make a lot more money and that can help them do
And they're kind of
that too.
stuck, right? Is what happens. There's like a block.
Exactly. And that's kind of where this all can feel. It's all rooted at feeling like stuck. Like you can't get out of it. You know you want to change, but you just can't figure out why. And that's what it helps you do. Go into your subconscious mind and your brain just tells you. The answers just pop up. It's amazing and miraculous when people just know in that state what their problem is. Because you're asking your subconscious mind.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for all this. All right. And if you are just tuning in, I want to remind everyone we're talking to Taylor Pfeifer, our Reiki master and hypnotherapist, and Pure Energy with Taylor is the name of the company. And we're ecstatic that she's here today talking about all that she's doing. And you mentioned, sometimes we're addressing symptoms and problems that they go away temporarily, but like really, this RTT, it's making it go away for good because you're healing the brain. This is just fascinating. What else did you want to share for today? I'm sorry. I would like to hear more about the process.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you had mentioned, we do often address the symptoms and it's temporary. Like traditional talk therapy, you can go to your therapist and complain about your problems every week, but maybe you're not getting actual results. So that is what you're doing. You're kind of really getting those results because you can uncover why. So it's different. I love the work that I do. I like to get deep, and it's actually transformational because we understand that everything at the core is energy. So just by understanding what energy is and how to understand your own body and how the mind works, you can actually change your life for good. So
Oh, my goodness. Now, you also you mentioned in your notes, which I did get, about you worked for a facility with teens, right? When you were after college. What experience did that give you that inspired, this next work of, doing the Reiki summer camp?
yeah, yeah. So I was working with troubled teenage boys locked up in a limited secure facility, which was really interesting in and of itself. And I
Yeah.
actually loved it. So when they were in school, I got to read and I would read books all the time. And I remember I was reading this book called Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline
Mm-hmm.
Myss. And she was way ahead of her time for sure. So she in the 90s had taught Reiki, introduced Reiki to the hospitals. And through her different experiences she put into this book, she witnessed and helped people have these profound and seemingly miraculous experiences through Reiki at hospitals. And yeah, just reading that, I remembered I had learned about Reiki when I was about 10 or so years old. I had went to a summer camp about
Mm-hmm.
Reiki. My mom had signed me up for this summer camp,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was like reading this book and learning about Reiki. I remembered this summer camp that I did. And I kind of just took that as a sign, and I was like, I need to do this. Jumped in and got certified. And since then, I've gotten two additional certifications, and that now makes me a Reiki master. So I've three certifications, and all,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, amazing work you're doing, and I'm excited that you're here joining us. And for someone out there who, would like to do this, how long of a process is it? How many sessions do you need, or how does that part work? Or you have to evaluate them first, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, the cool part about both of these services is that you don't need to keep coming back to me. If you want to, you can. So for hypnotherapy, I recommend giving it a 21-day period. So there is a hypnosis audio that you would listen to at the end of the session, where it's really everything. What does life look like about this problem? So if you're trying to love yourself more, it's like you're out there just standing tall, confident, loving yourself, whatever that looks like for you. So you're listening to that audio for 21 days to rewire your brain. And if you feel like after that 21 days, you still feel like you're not quite out of that funk
Yeah.
or stuck, then you'd have another session. And it could take only up to 3 sessions or so in hypnotherapy.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And, what are some of the other benefits? What are some of the other things that people come to you for that maybe can, relate to someone out there today listening that want to get
Yeah.
started?
Yeah, I mean, any issue, any problem, physical pain,
Okay.
fertility issues, even trying to get
Mm-hmm.
pregnant, working through your pregnancy or giving birth can be helpful afterwards with having the anxiety of having being a new parent or having a new baby. So that's a unique spot. We can let go of anxiety and depression, any issue. It doesn't matter. It's all about the language that you use because you're talking to yourself. So if you think your problem is that you're stuck, I did that a
Yeah.
session the other day. That's the word we use. We use stuck, and that helped kind of figure out, well, why am I stuck? And the answer just pops up in a session. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much. We still got 2 more minutes. How did you want to kind of sum this up for today? Why people should get involved and really seek this type of, treatment? It's treatment.
Yeah, it is totally treatment. It is the most profound and effective forms of treatment. That's why I've done these, because I like to get deep. I like to actually heal people, and that's why you do this work
Yeah.
to change. So I work with people who are willing, actually willing to change and put in the work. You can't expect me to do it for you. It's you. It's on you. I'll totally help you, but I love people who are willing and want to change their lives because I can actually help people change their lives with both of these modalities,
Beautiful.
hypnotherapy and Reiki.
Oh my goodness. Mom is proud, right? She's around. She's
Um,
proud.
and that's what I've used. I've used her as that inspiration, and she couldn't have put me in that camp for a reason. She had to have put me in there for a reason, right? And yeah, I'm definitely ready to make her proud even more.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Pleasure having you here and excited to get to know you further today. Um, how could people reach out to you? Would you mind sharing all forms of contact, phone number, website, social media, all the above?
Yeah, so pureenergywithtaylor.com, and that's just one E, Purenergy.com. with Taylor.com. And you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Google Business. I have so many amazing testimonials on my website, on Google, just because it's nice to see what other people have experienced before you dip your toes in, right?
And to
So,
mention, you do offer an initial session, like a discovery call with someone if they're interested to find out
yeah,
more.
completely free discovery call, either on Zoom or on the phone. Just if someone wants to find out more a little bit, yeah, please reach out to me, message me, or give me a call. I'm always happy to chat or
All right. And just one of those reviews. I believe it's Andrea from the site. I had a great session with Taylor. I wasn't sure what to expect, but Taylor's demeanor was kind, compassionate, and caring. She made me feel comfortable. Also, the recording was helpful in making my new habits stick. I would definitely recommend her. And so many other people talking about the amazing job you do at holding space, showing patience and empathy and everything. So amazing. Check out the rest of those again, pureenergywithtaylor.com. And thank you for being here again.
Thank you so much, Jill. It's been so nice.
You
Great
too,
chatting.
sweetheart. Have a great day. Thank
All right,
you.
thanks. You too. Bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that. This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.